Hello and welcome to your week 6 tutorial and general directions for this week in the session. We are headed in the right direction, closing in towards the end of the course. So first off, dad joke of the week. Did you hear about the restaurant on the moon? Great food, no atmosphere. All right, who can top that in the discussion? I challenge you. All right, for this week, a couple things. First off, your lecture is about financial literacy. So now that we're rolling in the dough from last week, after you got your raise, now it's what to do with that money, how to spend it, how not to spend it, when to do that, all those tips. So basically, you are sharing tips in a discussion from the lecture about how to save money. Okay, so whatever ones spoke to you, basically ones that you think you could do, and then also come up with a couple other ones. Maybe you've got some of your own. Maybe you're doing some quick research, but add a few to the conversation that were not in the lecture. Okay. You have 2 assignments to submit this week. One is the financial literacy presentation. So again, basing that off of the lecture on financial literacy, you'll be creating a PowerPoint and then doing a voiceover as you kind of go through the PowerPoint. So Screencast-O-Matic, that's what I'm using now, is easiest. It's free, easy to use, and that's what I would suggest, but whatever works best for you is fine. You're looking to have 7 slides, okay? You have a title slide, introduction, then your content slides, plural, and then conclusion and a reference slide, okay? So you're creating that PowerPoint, recording your voiceover, pull in ideas from the lecture. If you have to do more research, which you should, because you need to have 2 other outside sources. So have a combination of info from those 2 outside sources and the lecture. Okay. During the voiceover, you want to explain, again, your title slide, introduction. Those are pretty quickly done. But then your body, you want to make sure that the body paragraphs explain the sorts of things an employer might look for during a pre-employment background check or credit check. What kind of results are employees looking for when they do those checks? What are they looking for, and what do they want to see there? What stands out to them? You can summarize personal responsibility, financial literacy skills, and how it connects with promotional opportunities and growth within the workplace. So does your financial well-being connect with those items? And you also want to outline steps to ensure that any background check an employer completes about you comes back as clean and positive as possible. And if there are some things in those checks, get a game plan. What are you going to do in an interview when an employer says, after we ran a check, we found this out? How do you explain that? How do you turn that into a positive? And then, of course, your conclusion slide that summarizes what's going on, and then a reference slide with your 2 references. Okay. On the slides, it should not be big paragraphs. Okay. When you're doing a PowerPoint, you want to have bullets with kind of overview ideas, and then you speak to those points. So your oral presentation is 20% of your grade on this assignment. So you're speaking clearly, taking your time. You're not reading directly from the slides, using pauses when need be, not talking too fast, things of that nature. So practice. If you don't like it, do it again. Take your time. Those are the little things that can bump your grade one way or the other. Okay. So that is the first assignment that is due this week. The second one is the conclusion to your multicultural assignment. These directions for that assignment are found back in week 1. So the portfolio and the multicultural project assignment directions are found back in week 1. You'll be submitting in here in week 6. Okay. So you've done a little bit every week. You found someone to interview, looking at the impact of culture on the workplace. Okay, basically what you're doing is you're summarizing what you've learned from interviewing that person, okay? You also need to do a little research, 2 outside sources. This essay is 750 words, again, in length, so eyeball test, at least a page and a half, single-spaced. And then you should have your references at the end. So don't lose easy points just for not having those references in there, okay? All right, so you want to basically just give an overview of yourself, your degree program, summary of your goals, and the ethnic background of the person you interviewed, okay? So if you didn't ask that, that's something you can reach out to them just so we can understand their background. So that could be an interview question. You could ask them what their background is. So then you're going to get into explaining the impact you believe culture and cultural differences have in the workplace when working with those clients, customers, patients. That information's coming from the interview. Okay, so the second part here, you're not just reposting the interview. Okay, you are explaining what you got out of the interview. You can quote the person, you can summarize, but you're not just reposting the interview. And the biggest takeaways. Now this is where you kind of summarize. What is important things you learned from the interview? Something you found most surprising as well. Okay. And then the last part, you're assessing how the knowledge gained through the interview and research will benefit you as a citizen of a multicultural world, impact the decisions you make in your career, or will affect your personal and professional growth. So throughout those 4 different bullets, you need to reference the research you're doing from those 2 sources. Okay. So that is your multicultural assignment. Again, directions are found in week 1. This assignment is submitted in your e-portfolio, and there's directions on how to do that attached in week 6. If you have any other questions about it, please see me. Thank you and good luck.